Right, we're seeing Trump and Xi Jinping appearing before the media. Let's listen in.
President Trump, it is a great pleasure for me as well to meet you. And it feels very warm seeing you again because it's been many years. Since your re-election, we have spoken on the phone 3 times, exchanged several letters, and stayed in close contact. And our joint guidance, China-US relations have remained stable on the whole. Given our different national conditions, we do not always see eye to eye with each other. And it is normal for the 2 leading economies of the world to have frictions now and then. And in the face of winds, waves, and challenges, you and I, at the helm of China-US relations, should stay the right course and ensure the steady sailing forward of the giant ship of China-US relations. I always believe that China's development goes hand in hand with your vision to make America great again. Our 2 countries are fully able to help each other succeed and prosper together. Over the years, I have stated in public many times that China and the United States should be partners and friends. This is what history has taught us and what reality demands. A few days ago, in the latest round of consultation, our 2 economic and trade teams reached basic consensus on addressing our respective major concerns and made encouraging progress. This provided the necessary conditions for our meeting today. Mr. President, I am ready to continue working with you to build a solid foundation for China-US relations and create a sound atmosphere for the development of both countries. Mr. President, you care a lot about world peace, and you are very enthusiastic about settling various regional hotspot issues. I appreciate your great contribution to the recent conclusion of the Gaza ceasefire agreement. During your visit to Malaysia, you witnessed the signing of the Joint Declaration on Peace along the Cambodia-Thailand border, to which you had provided input. China has been helping in our own way Cambodia and Thailand properly settle their border disputes. And we have also been promoting peace talks to resolve other hotspot issues. The world today is confronted with many tough problems. China and the US can jointly shoulder our responsibility as major countries and work together to accomplish more great and concrete things for the good of our 2 countries and the whole world. I look forward to exchanging views with you on questions important for our 2 countries and the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's great to have you all. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, why did you change your nuclear plans? Why are you going to be doing more nuclear testing?
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
Well, that little round table with the Chinese leader and President Donald Trump has come to an end. Donald Trump getting a question that he didn't answer before that came to an end. I've got Rob McBride, who's with us in Busan, South Korea. Rob, he said, Xi Jinping said, it was warm seeing you, that they've stayed in contact, the 2 leaders, that they've spoken 3 times, but not really a clue into what was going to be signed between the 2 leaders, except perhaps maybe that something is going to happen, a deal is going to happen of some sorts, right?
Yeah, there's been increasing speculation that they have agreed on some sort of broad framework. It may not be too specific, but it may be some sort of basis on which to return to some kind of normalcy in trade relations between these world's two biggest economies. That's increasing speculation. So as they now get into the session, we will find out at the end of this summit if there is an agreement that they will be signing. But this was the typical pool spray, as they call it, where the journalists are allowed in. Very interesting that Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, gave a lengthy statement, but nothing from President Donald Trump, who normally isn't short of a comment or two when there are TV cameras around. They said, thank you very much. The press left, and they will now get into the business of the day. But interesting comments from Xi Jinping. They're talking about, as the world's two biggest economies, they are bound to have trade frictions, but they both realize the importance to their mutual economic importance to their two economies and how there should be stability. So there does seem to be some cordial basis there for some kind of agreement. Also, Xi Jinping, interestingly, talking up Donald Trump's peacemaking abilities.
I'm going to stop you there, Rob. I'm going to stop you there, Rob, because that's a question I do want to put to Katrina Yu, who is in Beijing for us. Katrina? I'm just going to come to Katrina now. Katrina, sorry. One of the things I want to talk to you about is the language being used. This was very much a speech from Xi Jinping that was designed to not perhaps placate Donald Trump, but certainly to make sure that he was at the very least flattered. Things like, we want to help make America great again. You're a great peacemaker. That there are hotspots in the world that China and the US can work together on. Were you surprised by that kind of language?
Not really. I think one key phrase that really stood out to me was that Xi Jinping said that our two sides met together in Malaysia. They had a fruitful discussion, setting the stage for us to meet today. I think that really does suggest that many of the details of this meeting, many of the deals expected have been largely ironed out. And I think Xi Jinping himself may not be expecting too many surprises when these two sit down to negotiate. And the fact that he has used such warm language saying that China would like to essentially work together with you to make America great again, I think that does suggest that we are expecting some concrete outcomes from these talks, that there are going to be things that are agreed to, which can be called a victory for both sides. So I think that's why we're seeing such warm language here from Xi Jinping. He mentioned the two sides have frictions. I think it's very clear, not only to Xi and all the people in the room, what the disagreements are. I think he's also trying to emphasize this message that we've heard actually time and time again from Beijing, that China does not want to fight. It will fight if you want to fight, but essentially what we do want long-term is peace and to work together. We want to cooperate, and I think that was the message that Xi Jinping was sending out.
Katrina Yu, live for us there in Beijing.